Welcome to Crit Fail RPGs, and also Newsroom 1. We had some more changes over the break. So many changes in the birth of a channel. It's kind of like, you're dragging the baby out of the womb, and then suddenly its arm turns into a crab leg.
What?
And its head grows it's basically like Fallout.
Yes.
We've added another character.
Yeah.
Named Katie.
Yeah.
Not really. Her name is Bluebell. She's a pixie. She will be introduced later on in the game campaign. All right, we left off.
So Katie, until then, be silent.
Okay.
Wait, it's Katie. We need to find a silencing thing.
We need to find a remote.
Find a gag.
Leave!
Find a gag.
Just duct tape her mouth.
Welcome to the date rape portion of the game.
No.
Thank you, Amy.
Hey.
Wait, real quick. What is
What?
cussing stuff?
We can.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to where we left off in the harbor of the aerial harbor. God damn it. The aerial harbor of the dwarven city of Arkakarkanarkat Altheim. You finally come out into the light from underneath the mountain onto this floating, these floating docks. Each dock is tethered to a balloon that keeps it up. Unless it's too close to the mountainside, in which case it is propped up by some sticks. Around you, you see many airships of different makes, different racial ideas. A few elven ones, a lot of dwarven ones because you are in the dwarven capital. 2 or 3 human-made ones, which just seem to be... Well, they seem to be from the Five Realms area, and they're just these tubes of metal attached to giant balloons with propellers on the end. And,
So instead of being airships, they're air submarines.
they're like zeppelins.
Yeah.
Zeppelins. CKO. The elven ones are just yes.
I was gonna warn Katie that the dice are very loud in the microphone.
Try and
be
roll
careful.
on this.
Okay.
And, yes, the elven ones are just literally boats that have different glowing sigils on different parts of the boat. There are sigils in the sails, there's sigils on the rudder, on the bottom of the boat, on the keel, and they're made of white, alabaster wood. It's a color. Stop laughing at me.
I know.
Alabaster, the city of steel.
And white paint.
That was limestone.
They're made of white wood. Shut up! And
Oh yeah, it was Birmingham that's steel.
Yeah,
seem to be
Birmingham's steel,
gigantic.
alabaster
Some of
is
them-
limestone. Sorry.
seem to be they're bigger than the average bear, and made of different kinds of ships. There's a galleon, a sloop, a galley, a few of each of these, and that's I'm trying to think of something that looks like a junk, like an Asian junk ship. Then the dwarven ones are these massive metal steamer ships that have, they're like today's battleship, but it's like the keel was flipped upside down, and they go up at an incline rather than down at an incline towards to meet at a point.
Like a catamaran.
Yeah, kind of the triangle is pointing upward, and there's a balloon on the top, and out the sides, along with command towers, rather, the command towers stick out the bottom. It's basically, if you turned an American battleship upside down and stuck a balloon on the end and ran it on steam. That's basically what's going on with the dwarven ships. So the steam towers would come out the sides, and the balloon would be on top, and the back would be these massive tubes that since you don't see any flying around, you don't know how they get around by propulsion. But most of them, the elves seem to be get around by magically influenced wind. The humans seem to be getting around through propellers, so their airships move very slow.
Yeah.
And the dwarves have yet to be seen. Yet, you can roll me a history check. Oh, no, not history, streetwise. Anyone want to roll me a streetwise check?
I only have 2, so no.
I have 3.
Katie, you have streetwise
I'm not here yet, though.
a 10. Oh, right, I'm sorry, you're not here.
Okay, so what do you have? 0 or 1?
I have 1.
It's
Yeah.
like I'm floating behind the
Okay,
group.
1, 2,
Which
3.
you'd think I'd get a bonus since.
Yeah, you would get a bonus. So you have 1.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you get a plus 2 as well because you've been in the Elven Navy and you probably have seen these before. So you get a plus 3 overall. 11 plus 3, that's a 14. You understand that these tubes spout fire and that dwarven ships are the fastest of all. There's also one rare ship that as soon as you come out into the aerial harbor, you see to your left a bucket with water in it, and floating above it, a dinghy with some scratches at the bottom that glow red. There is a sign in Dwarven that you have no idea what it says because you don't know Dwarven. You might know Dwarven data because of your whatever. Roll a history check.
Or intelligence?
No.
Yeah,
didn't-
roll a basic intelligence.
Didn't last
7 plus
time he
6.
send his spiders to...
7 plus
13.
6. Yeah, with a minus. I'm gonna say a minus 3, so 10.
No, 11.
You can
Right,
barely.
right.
You can barely make it out, but you think it says the kobold ship Akrintak. Roll a history. Do you share this with these two?
I do.
Okay, you tell them what it says because they seem to be interested in why there's a floating dinghy above a bucket of water.
Didn't last
I have 8
time
history.
he send his spider, like, his little robotic spider to look through...
At the library, that's why he
It's
knows
still,
Dwarven.
it's still doing it
21
right
total.
now.
21 total for me. History check. History check.
Yes.
21 total.
19 total.
Both of you know that Akrintak was the kobold dinghy and the first flying airship the world had ever seen. It's also the most pitiful airship the world has ever seen, as it can only float 2 feet above a body of water. It held 5 kobold mercenaries, and they personally used it to siege down and take the dwarven fortress of Cathaz on the coast. Cathaz was horribly undermanned and only had about 1 dwarf per square mile in it. So basically only 1 dwarf. And still today it is the kobold capital of the kobold empire of the
One city.
rising kobold sun.
Of 1 city.
Of 1 fortress. It's a castle. And a rather small castle.
I just rolled a 16, so I'm assuming I...
Yeah,
Do too.
I'm going to assume you share this to him, and he shares that to you,
I kind of want
because
to...
nobody
Yeah,
knows
same
Elven.
here.
Actually,
It's so pitiful.
Kobolds are
she
pitiful.
does know Elven.
I do?
You do.
Sweet! I can hear
Kobold-
you cussing out everybody else.
Kobolds are just, pitiful in general
Yeah.
as just a living thing.
They're the kobold empire of the kobold rising sun.
Kobold.
Kobold.
The
So
kobold is
I'm-
convinced that you are his old buddy from high school.
What?
The kobold is convinced that you are his old buddy from high school.
There's a single kobold standing next to the bucket with a dinghy, holding a sign saying, I come with the boat.
So I'm literally the only one who cannot interact or speak directly with Oma.
Yeah.
Can I buy the kobold separately?
You would have to talk with a merchant.
I'll do that.
I flagged down a dwarven merchant.
He looks, one of the dwarves nearby that seems to be in a uniform walks over and says, "Yeah, what the fuck do you want, eh?"
I ask him in Elvish if he speaks Elvish.
"I speak Elvish," he replies in common. I understand it, but it hurts my goddamn tongue to speak it, you goddamn Knifear. Knifear, he says in Dwarvish, so you don't know what he said.
Would I know?
No.
Well,
You would know, but you wouldn't know that Knifear was a derogatory term.
Okay.
I ask him about possible dwarvish ships for purchase.
Aye, almost every single ship you see here is for sale, sonny. I don't want to know if you have the cash, though.
I ask him about just buying the kobold.
What the fuck would you want a useless kobold for? I mean, the only, seriously, you could buy the dinghy for 5 gold,
You say like food.
and the kobold's for free.
Can we just buy the kobold, please? Just the kobold.
10 gold for the kobold.
You say
I
If
guess
you
we're getting
want
the
it.
dinghy too.
That's too much for a
I
kobold.
remember.
I guess we're getting the dinghy too because it's It's 5 gold for the dinghy.
You can
as well,
you can use
and it
diplomacy to haggle him down if you want. By the way,
why not have the
I
dinghy?
have a-
Why not have the dinghy?
I have a 3 diplomacy.
5 gold
somebody
is nothing.
you don't. Currently,
Yeah, but 2.
Oma's the one that's talking to the guy in Elvish.
5 gold is nothing.
And
And it comes with
gold
the
for the-
kobold.
I'm surprised
I just
you didn't
remember
see,
under
you
my
know,
breath.
the
That's a brick wall.
Warforged.
I'm not gonna do anything to it.
Katie has a knife.
Cannot be sharpened.
Katie has a knife. Do we really?
He looks at the dwarf. Looks at you, and just simply raises an eye and looks back to Oma. Back to the negotiations. So you're taking the dinghy or not, Knifey?
I guess we're taking the dinghy and we're gonna be looking at some other one.
Alright, that'll be 5 gold, please.
I give him the 5 gold.
I kind of just rolled my
Minus
eyes.
5 gold from your personal whatever. You all don't either. So blah blah blah.
5 gold's nothing.
Oh, by the way,
You
what is
never
the current? What is your current gold?
Where are the old character
2
sheets?
platinum,
Where are the old character sheets?
which
True.
is the equivalent of.
Where are the old character sheets go?
Because we need our money
They're in here.
and our stuff.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Sweet. Can I put my stuff in there?
Okay. Sorry for not being prepared,
that's
everybody.
Like extra stuff.
We
You can
forgot
just, like,
about
throw that away.
inventory.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay.
Grab this.
Yeah, they just need the gold parts. So yeah, each of Oma and you should have about and Feyre should have about 10,000. 10,000 and some extra, and I'm going to assume you gave Erican's gold to
You know, I'll have
To that guy.
164.
that guy over there.
1064 is what I got.
1064, like 1,064 or 10,064.
I would get Erican's thing.
I have
wouldn't
10,000.
Oh,
You would get Erican's gold, so that was
I
like
have
200.
2,602 gold.
2,000.
I have
Okay, minus
10,652.
minus 5 from that.
So
So-
11,000.
Yeah, that's with the minus 5.
So you're like literally
Okay.
almost losing nothing.
Yeah. But they're gonna
but-
practically lose everything when they buy the airship.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He knows.
Essentially,
So-
it's a free dinghy. It's
The
a free
dwarf-
dinghy.
The dwarf takes the 5 gold and pockets it and nods. Well, have a nice day now, and walks away.
That's not all we wanted. We're still looking
If
to
you
buy-
want to buy dwarven ships, you have to go to the harbor master. He's down this way. Take a left at the first one, then a right. Then
Does
a
he
left.
speak Elvish as well?
Fuck it, yeah.
Okay.
Asshole. Okay, God damn it. And he walks away.
I guess we go to the harbor master.
Your kobold looks. The kobold that was with the dinghy looks around like. What? Huh?
Someone bought me?
So, I've been standing here for 3 days without food.
I give him a little trail ration.
Feed me,
He
Seymour.
devours it and looks at you like, Master? He does not know common.
How big are kobolds again?
I'm gonna say about 4 feet. 4 feet tall. This one is at least.
That's a big kobold, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty big for a kobold.
Yeah, that's
He
a
looks
really-
pretty strong for a kobold. So like
I just tell him to
an
hop.
average
I just tell
child.
him to push the bucket with the tiny along.
He picks up the bucket, since it's literally just a bucket of water with the dinghy floating above it. And he walks with you.
Oh, hey, we've got a slave.
The kobold size. He is in only a loincloth.
We've got a slave.
He winks at Feyre. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He'd be dead. He'd be people
Yeah,
say.
Yeah,
He
he'd be
probably
instantly
would.
slaughtered.
Alright,
by
so
him.
where do you go after this? What do you do?
We're going to the
Harbor
harbor master so that we can buy an actual ship.
On the way there, you see 2 elves conversing with a dwarf in common outside of a very familiar elven airship to you, Oma. And they say,
An old Navy crew.
the sorcerer requires, very much so, your complete and utter obedience to her will. To its will. Sorry. If you do not comply, it is similar to a declaration of war. And the dwarf rolls his eyes, and you can tell he's a diplomat, and says, if the goddamn sorcerer wants to get any compliance from the dwarven kingdoms of this world, they, whatever the fuck their gender is, can come and get it themselves. So why don't you 2 fucking knife ears, and he says knife ears in common, and they take a step back for a diplomat to say that to them. You 2 fucking knife ears can get the fuck out of all time. And the dwarf turns around and brushes past you and goes back into the main city. The elves glance at each other, sniff derisively, and make to go back to their ship.
I scream, oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Like high pitched and like Valley Girl almost.
They don't do anything.
I wanted them to attack us.
Navy crew.
I wanted them.
I was about to slaughter them.
Roll an intelligence.
Wait, they wouldn't recognize that we're like escapees.
Not if you smiled your brightest smile.
I mean,
I am stupid as a brick.
What did you roll?
You got a 1.
I don't know
You're
it.
completely blanking out. You feel as if you had a memory of these people, but now you're like, I don't fucking know
Ryan,
them.
let's not
Look.
have a repeat of last
there are
time.
like 7 warforged.
I don't want to
They
get
would
one
not
check in
recognize
combat
this
again.
warforged is a criminal to them.
They would not, because they're... That's to be explained later, but they do not know that you're a criminal right now. They go back upon their ship and just... They disappear into their ship. What do you do?
Go to the harbor master.
You go to the window. Hey, get over here.
Wait, was the dwarf that just left the
No,
harbor master?
Diplomat.
The dwarf that just left was a diplomat.
Okay, fine. We continue to the harbor master then.
You take a left and a right and a right and a left through all these different airships. So basically, they're like bricks. Like the way the harbor is made is not like a naval harbor, which needs to have like lanes for things
Yeah.
to park and all that. Literally, because it's a lateral, ships can move laterally. They literally just need spots, and there's like it's like a cubic area. So you literally could have gone straight and then taken a left, or taken a left and gone straight and taken a right, or gone right taken a left, taken a right, taken a left, and then gone straight again. And basically, you could have gone as many ways as you possibly could to get to the harbor master. The dwarf that you talked to just gave you the longest directions. You make it to the harbor master, who is sitting at the end of the pier next to this cabin that has the dwarvish symbol for harbor and master over the doorway. She's standing next to it, looking out into the sky, surveying what looks like to be most of the world. Or rather, most of the continent you're on. You can even see, you're so high up that you can even see just the slightest curve of the world.
Cool.
He's standing there in dwarven, basically in a simple shirt and pants with an axe at his side. And he seems to be rather fit for a dwarf. Like, as fit as one of the guards. And remember, I explained last time, all dwarves are pretty much fat except for the guards. But you would assume that he's a harbor master. Why? He's like one of the richest people in the city. Why isn't he? And then you just shrug it off. Like, fuck it. It's his business.
Okay.
And he's
Let's go and talk to him.
just standing there, looking at the sky. Like, bitches, I own this.
Let's go and talk to him.
Yeah.
Walk up to him and I say, "Hello, we would like to purchase a ship."
He, as he hears the Elvish, he looks over his shoulder and rolls his eyes. Are you from the fucking Envoy as well?
No.
Seriously?
And I've been
Just
hate
wanderers.
those guys.
Just wonder. He turns around and looks at your party, which is he looks at the
It's
three
so
of you
weird. So
Yep.
freaking weird.
and raises his eyebrow. A warforged, a changeling, and an elf walk into a dwarvish harbor looking for an airship. This is like the start of a bad fucking joke.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He leans against the wall of the cabin and looks you up and down appraisingly. You don't look very rich.
Looks can be deceiving.
I pull out my coin purse, like just shake it around a bit.
Data. The fuck.
Could somebody hand me a D20,
You don't-
please?
You don't show
Dad,
people
don't
your
care.
money.
I'm a robot. I don't understand your social stuff.
Dad, don't do this in the middle of the city.
I'm a
His
robot.
hand immediately snatches out and
Oh my
grabs it
God.
from your hand, and he looks at it appraisingly. And jingles it at his ear.
He got a 20.
Opens the bag and takes out a coin and bites it and seems to try and bend it. He chips one of his teeth and puts it back in and ties it and tosses it to you. Roll a dexterity to see if you catch it.
So that'll be a plus
Oh
5.
god, we don't want him.
19 plus 24.
You catch it.
You dropped it in
The thing is with Cole, I tell him to roll for all the basic stuff, just hoping for a 1.
You dropped it in
That
the
never
ocean.
happens.
He goes to grab it, high fives it in the air, and it flips. I'm just kidding.
And I yell, heads!
Every single coin lands on heads. I'm just kidding. You grab it easily and put it back in your pouch. He nods. Alright, so I can see you at least have 10,000. But that won't buy even the smallest fucking... He looks at the dinghy behind you.
I'll tell him.
I stand corrected. That won't even buy the most... the worst dwarven ship in the dock.
What about 30?
30? Buy a sloop?
We need something that can carry a lot of equipment.
Should
Like
we see?
preferably
personal
be-
equipment?
Preferably be piloted by one.
Good sir. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. None of these ships can be piloted by one man.
I beg to differ.
He raises an eyebrow, rolling a... I wouldn't say bluff, a diplomacy. It's
Well,
basically
since I'm talking
in a.
in,
It's basically to an oppression.
Don't I
An
get a
impressive,
don't I-
impressive stuff.
Don't I get like a +4 whenever I'm talking in Elvish?
You get a +4 and then another +1 because you can actually do it.
Why? Just curious.
10 plus 6. 16.
6
16.
charisma +4. Okay, and then +1, 16. He looks you up and down and says, "What kind of equipment are you talking about? Like, are you talking about the personal equipment?
Talking
Or
about like
just-
a wagon.
How big of a wagon?
Isn't it like a medium-sized caravan style wagon?
Carriage?
Yes.
Like a specific make? Good. Who made it?
Vistani.
A Vistani carriage? How the fuck did you get a Vistani carriage?
Very
You know
long
what?
story.
I'm not gonna ask.
Very long.
That's one of those. The start of a bad joke. He shrugs and says, "I think I got the sloop for you. It's a tradesman, an old tradesman sloop. It's taken a few of the firepower out of it.
Is it in
it's
need of
not-
repair?
It's got it's a little bit of a fixer-upper, but it's got enough room for the carriage in the hold. Excuse me. It's got room for the carriage in the hold of the ship, and it's got a few holes in her, and it's only got 2 cannons.
Okay.
No, that's good.
But
ballista?
overall, a dwarvish ship is rather easy to control.
I know.
It's just, you really just need to be in the cockpit and press a few buttons. It's not like one of those fucking elvish ships where you need people running up and down the sails like fucking monkeys.
I could man 4 positions.
Alright, I believe you, I believe you.
I'll ask him the price.
Price? Since you strike me, so, actually, before I say that, roll a, diplomacy check. Everyone roll a diplomacy check.
Okay.
And then,
Do I have to? I'm not here.
what did you roll? 2?
Natural 20.
Natural 20? Alright, everyone still roll a diplomacy check.
Oh my gosh, what if you all get 20s?
So a
That's been broken.
total of
It's
11.
a lot cold.
Total of 11?
Total 12.
Total
I
of
don't have
12,
to-
Alright,
11,
That means
and
I
a
got a
natural
total of
20.
26.
Nope, never mind.
You got a total of
11.
26 plus 11 plus 12. That's a 23 plus 26 equals a 49. That's almost a 50, guys. He looks at all of you appraisingly and says, since you're such of a interesting and capable group from what I see, I'll give it to you only for 30.
It's
1,000.
everything that we need.
I'll
Not
still have 1,000
30,000,
left
not
over.
30 cones. I've had that mistake before.
Are you sure?
Ended up richer.
I do.
It's everything we need.
I'll still have 1,000 left over.
I'll still have 600.
It's fine.
And we can buy an automaton after that.
We don't need to
You
go
really
waste
freaking
all
want
of
an
our gold.
automaton, don't you? Can I
We
have
need
that?
an automaton.
The kobold seems to, at the mention of an automaton, he seems to, there seems to be a single tear that glides down his cheek, just a one.
I want to be so ill with him right now.
I glance at data. We already have like 10 spiders.
You're chaotic neutral, right?
Yes, I am. I want to
Could be
do this so
chaotic.
bad.
You could be chaotic. I'm just saying, you're
Make
chaotic.
fun of his tears.
No.
Since we're so high, I wanted to kick him off the bridge.
You take the dinghy with him.
No, I'll kick the water bracket off. Should we do
And then
that?
take the dinghy with him.
Exactly.
We want the
Would
dinghy.
you like to
It's a novelty
destroy
item.
I
such
won't.
of a precious item of koboldish history?
It's such a...
We
Kobold.
paid 5
Kobold
for
and
this.
history don't go together very well.
It's bad, but it's like a novelty item.
It's
Cool,
like
so
an Easter egg.
It's a collectible.
We could
It's a fucking
we could auction it off
collectible.
actually.
What?
We could auction it off.
True.
to kobolds.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably get more than what we paid for.
an airship enthusiast might be like, the first airship! And try and...
So, you're gonna pay me or what, you fuckers?
I hand over 10,000.
10,000.
I sigh and do the same.
He takes all of your gold and nods. I'll come back with the deed and show you to your ship after I count all of it and make sure it's correct.
Can I add Dwarven to my languages now?
No.
Wait, what?
Yes.
What was it that
Yes,
he can't
go ahead,
control?
actually. I'm
Like,
sorry.
he couldn't control something whenever he had the spider out. What was it that he couldn't control?
He couldn't talk.
Ah.
The spider appears again. It crawls up Dada's leg and goes into his pants. You think nothing of it.
Frisky.
A few hours later, the Dwarvish harbor master walks out and nods. All right, everything seems to be in order. He offers you the scroll, Oma. A scroll.
Yeah.
It says it's the deed for the airship. It is yellowish paper, and it is tied with a red ribbon and sealed with the stamp of the Dwarvish royalty. The royal Dwarvish aerial harbor. You know, I'll lead you to your ship now. You can, by the way, there's a blank spot on that deed for its name. You can name it whatever you wish. And he leads you to your ship. It is this, as I said before, it's a smaller version. It's like a flipped over battleship, but it's like only about 30 feet from end to end and 15 feet wide. And the entrance, it's like a
Wait, 30
slope,
feet
like I
wouldn't-
said, like the
Dude.
keel. What?
30 feet would not be enough to fit a caravan.
How much is a caravan? It's a medium caravan.
Yes, but still, I know boats, that's not enough. It would have to be somewhere around 50 to 60.
Alright, I'm gonna give you that. 60 feet from end to end, 30 feet. We basically just doubled the
Yeah.
proportions.
Yes.
60 feet from end to end, 30 feet from starboard to port. And the entrance, it's more like a submarine than anything. Like I said, it goes
Yeah.
up like that. And the entrance is a door in the side that there's a ramp. Walk up the ramp and you close the door. Inside is like it's basically like a submarine. You walk around and all the stairs go down, and there's a main control tower that it goes basically observatory level, main gunnery level, like main gunnery command,
Where I'd have them stationed.
pretty much, and then scanners control like radar,
Yeah.
which is iffy. I don't know if they have radar yet. Probably not, is what I'm saying. It's basically a bridge, like there, like thrust control, ballast control, like a balloon
Yeah.
and all that, and steering. That's there. Gunnery control, and you're probably going to have somebody in the observatory keeping an eye out for enemy
Yeah.
ships. And then, other than that, it goes, like, literally, like, I'm holding it by the control tower. This side on, there's nothing but storage.
Yeah.
And a giant storage bay that can open up on that
Cool.
side and load
So
things
that's
up.
where we'd put the caravan.
Yeah, and anything else. And then to the right is basically crew quarters. There are 4 quarters, main quarters. One for the captain, one for the first mate, one for an engineering officer, and one for the communications officer.
Okay.
For all of you. And then there are the basic crew quarters, which are actually pretty small. It could only hold like 15 more people.
Okay.
What am I gonna be then? I'm just gonna guess engineering. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
you'd probably be the mechanic.
Yeah.
Help work on the engine.
And then after the crew quarters
It'd be
is
nice
all
to have
of
a
the
finger welder.
engines and all that. That's where the tube stuff goes and where the
Yeah.
fuel goes and all that.
Yeah.
He looks
wait.
at you and says, "You better thank God that we figured out a few years ago how to power those goddamn engines without the use of any form of coal or fuel. We've got an eternal an eternal combustion engine. In officially, the engineers call it in EICE, Eternal Internal Combustion Engine.
Cool.
It will run for fucking ever, as long as you get maintenance on it.
Okay.
All right.
This is much nicer than the ship I worked on.
Fucking course. Probably worked on an Elvish ship, right?
Manning 3 stations normally, and if one person was sick, 4.
Yeah, we all know. We all know the Elvish ships are just pieces of flying shit. And that's not even putting account the human airships. Oh, don't even get me started on those flying pieces of death.
One little spark in one chamber.
Exactly, you know what I'm talking about.
You
And
got me.
while these two are hitting it off like old friends, I'm assuming you two walk on the ship and take a tour?
Yep.
Right, you walk around and discover what I
Had described.
had described while these two are talking. So he crosses his arm and leans back against one of the poles holding the balloons that hold up the harbor. He says, so, what you gonna name it, Elf? Name her.
I have no real ideas.
Gonna be a group decision?
Yes.
Alright. He holds out a hand. Roll streetwise to see if you know the proper dwarvish handshake.
I just imagine it'd be like one of those secret
9
handshakes,
plus
like
1.
9,
That's 10.
10.
Just barely.
Just like, he holds out his hand for a bit and you look at it and get like, seem to try and remember, then finally you're like, and grip his forearm and you shake once.
Okay.
And he smiles and chuckles a little bit and walks away. Thank you for your kind patronage, sir. Have fun with your ship.
I just imagine like a handshake, like a giant secret handshake that you had in 5th grade.
Forearms, fist bump, high five, low five, middle five,
And then you
finger twist, pinky promise.
octopus thing, and then you grab the chest bump thing.
Backflip.
You do a backflip, go into free fall and fly up again.
And then you
catch
start,
each other and do the Titanic thing.
and then you fall on the ground and start doing the worm.
Yep.
And then you stand up and bow and it's over.
Yeah, no, just the
you
forearm.
go.
And he's gone. Alright, so you walk on and take the tour, led by someone.
I guess it would probably be me.
Well, no, they just took the tour while you were talking to the
Oh.
guy. So, where do you all meet? Like, I'm gonna give you, like, I would suggest, like,
I thought
designating...
this die had 2 9s for a second, then I saw the small line on the 6.
I'm going to, advise that you, like, put out a meeting room kind of area.
Yeah.
Like a dining room and all that.
Yeah, definitely.
We take our family meals together.
So, I will give you your choice of rooms. Observatory, gunnery deck, bridge, the 4 officer quarters. There's the crew, there's the engine room, And then there's all of the storage, which is the entire right side.
I'd say the observatory.
That's what I was thinking as well. Alright, so you stand there, and there is a table wide enough for 4 people. The kobold is trailing behind you, sort of, like, aimlessly. Still carrying the
I tell him
dinghy.
to just set the dinghy in the storage, like in the far corner of the storage.
He puts the dinghy in the far corner of the storage and just stands there with it, like...
And follow me!
He follows you. You're lucky this kobold knows Elvish. Somehow.
Follow me, now jump! Jump off the front.
Actually, with airships, there are windows, but there's no, like, open deck.
Yeah.
Well, with dwarvish
Yeah,
airships.
With Elvish, which is essentially just a ship that's flying.
Yeah. He follows you in the wonderful
I take him out to
upside
the
down
dock and
battleship.
just...
Really?
Oh, no.
I'll follow through with it.
No, but you push him and he just goes, Daddy! As he falls.
He looks around and asks,
We're next.
what? He says in stuttered common, what? I'm trying to get the right pitch. What do I call you, Master?
Oma.
Daddy.
Oma.
Master Oma.
Oma.
He nods and follows you.
I'm gonna go off the automaton market.
I would assume. Would you like to have a meeting first?
Yeah, we should
Anyone?
have a
Yeah.
meeting first to
And-
decide the name.
Consume. All right, I'll go to the bathroom. I'll take this as a GM's break.
Okay, let's just pause this real quick. And...
No, you don't need to. You can talk. You can confer.
Well, yeah, we do need to pick the name. Okay.
Anne Marie.
No.
You're not even in this right now. You can't help.
I can give suggestions.
No, you can't.
Katie, you're not the magical voice that talks in our heads.
That's Jeffrey.
It's like I'm
Fucking
on the
hate him.
intercom room and I'm just like, you should name the ship Marianne.
Nope. Okay, what do you guys think?
Hmm.
I was thinking maybe like the Eternal.
That sounds nice.
There is a, as far as I know, there's a god called the Eternal Flame.
Would we really want our ship to be named after a god?
Oh wait, no,
No.
that's the Red Flame.
I think just the Eternal would be fine.
And that would make it ironic if it ever crashed.
True.
I mean, that's kind of like Titanic.
And
right?
like you buy another ship and you call it the Eternal 2. But like not the Eternal second, it's like the Eternal as well.
The Eternal 2.0.
Eternal 2, more Eternal.
We know it's gonna crash.
Eternal
at some
3,
point.
Eternally.
With our
Eternal. The
with
Eternal.
our luck, that giant shadow monster
We'll
is
find
gonna
us
come.
and take it.
Yeah.
Like, won't even destroy it. Just take it.
It's like I like your ship.
Just
I
mix
like
this out and just
it's
I
like-
like it.
I
No,
like
no.
your style. I'm taking it.
We
Peace.
could name it after that Erican guy.
I don't think he would be. I don't think he'd enjoy being named as a ship.
In fact, we don't even know if he even liked airships at all. So, for all we know, he could have been airsick.
Cedra.
No. He doesn't exist in this world. Never will.
How do you know?
Never.
I really think the Eternal. The Eternal would be
Good enough.
Yep.
Eternal.
the Eternal.
It shall be the Eternal.
You want to put any like HMS
Just this one.
before it?
What?
You want to put like a sort of abbreviation?
F-T.
That is my favorite
Fuck the
quote.
sorcerer.
I'm gonna say that at least once
FTS
during
the
this
Eternal.
campaign.
FTS the Eternal. Fuck the Sorcerer the Eternal. The FTS Eternal.
Yep.
Alright.
Or just FTS. The FTS Eternal.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I said the FTS Eternal.
No, not the. Just FTS Eternal.
But it's
That's
always the FTS. The
USS
is how you will.
Alabama. That's you never.
Yeah, the name is FTS Eternal.
That's what I was saying.
But you would call it like
the.
Yeah,
yes.
you want to go
Okay,
to
yeah,
the
that-
You
FTS
should name it after
Eternal.
the ship in Pokemon.
No.
No.
I was. Is it sad
Like
that
the
I half wanted you guys to name it Ebon Cross?
No.
Aw.
No.
I'm just gonna say right now, I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither.
It's Erican's last name.
Oh.
Yeah. FTS Eternal.
Fuck the sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
We still need to,
For the South. You can also make it for the
South.
for the South.
woo!
Free the South.
Free the South Eternal. Yes. Okay.
All right, so I guess break.
What
time?
Yeah, we will be back very soon.
With episode 78.
Episode 7.